Hectare by Hectare, the ultimate game changer.
Hectare by Hectare program is a unique and innovative agricultural initiative conceptualized and developed as a solution to the four major problems usually encountered by stakeholders in agribusiness. That is, access to land, capital, expertise, and market. It was also developed for the promotion of employment, wealth creation, general public awareness, and value reorientation through agribusiness. In collaboration with franchisees, proxy farmers, resident farmers, outgrowers, and other major stakeholders in the agricultural value chain, Adasomi Development Company Limited, ADCL, and other members of Adasomi Consortium are through the four schemes of the program, leveraging on technology to create unique avenues for all adult Africans, especially our farm-to-home agents, mostly unemployed youths, to participate in agriculture and agribusiness in a manner that optimally unlocks and delivers all the potential benefits in every transaction to all participants.
With the aid of our robust legal framework, sustained by 36 fit-for-purpose prototype agreements, critical transaction documents, operational policies and guidelines, 6 purpose-built software applications, 13 key market penetration tools and strategies, the program is designed to be implemented all over Africa through a franchising model that entails the appointment of one franchise company for each territory within any given country. When fully operational, the program has the potential of engaging a minimum of 200,000 persons per territory. This message is powered by Adasomi Development Company Limited, ADCL, and Adasomi Foundation, ADF. For further inquiries, visit www.hectarebyhectare.com.ng. And for expression of interest, send email to info@hectarebyhectare.com.ng. ADCL, Creative Ideas, Innovative Solutions. ADF, serving communities, changing lives.
As a report to the farm manager, and that is the coordination. So it is the resident farmers that borrow money on the strength of the cash that is sitting in the bank. So what UBA is doing for us, one of these, UBA is our escrow partner. So assuming you are, any one of you here wants to participate, let's say we have a rice, farm, and we have written you to say that what you need to invest is 300,000 per hectare. And you have chosen to do 2 lots, which means you're taking 2 hectares. What you're inflowing to UBA is 600,000. You're not paying us the money, you're giving it to UBA as an escrow partner. So UBA holds the cash. So on the strength of that, because it means you are not taken, basically, we will now raise money for the resident farmer who borrows money, because there's already somebody who is taking, the rice that we produce. So the resident farmer borrows money and farms your lots for you that produces, let's say, 44 bags of rice. Because scientifically, 1 hectare, by the time you produce about 4 tons, it will be giving you like about 44 bags or slightly lower than that. So what you're doing is that your 600,000, for instance, for 2 lots, has created 44 bags of rice for you, or 80-something bags of rice. So what you should be looking at is the street value of that rice. So you're exchanging your cash for produce. So you have gained, wealth. That's the model. And you have not taken any risk because your money is sitting in the bank. It is only when the certificates, because when the farming is done, the produce is moved to a warehouse. So Affex, who is the warehouse partner, now generates a certificate, the produce certificates to UBA. That's how your money gets unlocked. So what you get in return is a voucher, which says you own so bags of rice in a warehouse somewhere. And that voucher is tradable because we have a digital register where it is captured. So that's the model. So our collaboration with development partners on that scheme enables us to raise finance from any of the agricultural intervention funds for stakeholders who are interested in the establishment of processing plants and silos within outside of the farm estates. So anybody that is also interested in doing processing, because a lot of people, the biggest challenge for processing is feedstock. But if you have a farm estate and we're growing so much cassava or so much maize and you want to process, you are sure of the feedstock. You can set up your processing plant in there. We can give you land to set it up and help you raise money for it. Because the only reason why anybody will lend you money is that there's a feedstock. So now that is a farm estate scheme. Now under our Adasome Agro scheme, we leverage on, because okay, now we have finished talking about farm estate. This is an organized, estate, just like we have the housing estate. Just remove the houses, these are farms. This other scheme is now focused on connecting those who are already farming in their small lots within their communities. So under that's what we are asking. Different on our network of produce aggregators, sub-aggregators, and special market penetration to boost offtake of food and agricultural produce from our growers in rural communities, thereby providing them greater and seamless access to market for their farm produce. Our community warehousing system under the scheme further guarantees ready offtake and storage for our growers. Additionally, it enables our off-takers and aggrowers to hold transferable interest in their produce stored in community warehouses under our Adaptable Warehouse Voucher Initiative. Now, this is the reason why we have the franchise for every community. So, in every community, we first of all have a promoter. Any one of you here could be a promoter for your own community. It's just a matter of bringing 9 other people and creating that franchise cooperative. So what do? The guidelines for setting up the cooperative in the community is there. But the community franchise office does 2 things. It's a produce registration office where anybody that produces anything in the community comes to register it. But I will share with you the process of that registration. It's also a discount point, because UBA is going with us in every community to set up agency banking. So that office does 2 things, like I said. Produce registration. Now, in every community, we have warehouses. So somebody could have a shop, no matter how big it is, and say, I want to use it as a warehouse. A warehousing person in our value chain is called a sub-consolidator. So all we do is to send the health people, the health services people in the local government to come and check out your facility. Once they approve it, it is licensed as a warehouse. Now, that woman that farms egusi, for instance, let's say she brings her 10 bags of egusi or 5 bags. She first of all takes it to that warehouse, and the warehouse person weighs it and puts it in the warehouse and gives her a produce certificate. That produce certificate has details of that, whatever is there. But before you are licensed as a warehouse, a sub-consolidator running a warehouse, you must have a cash equivalent of whatever category you want. If you want to run 100,000 naira category, you must have 100,000 naira with UBA. In your own account, but there's a lien on it. So that becomes a security for the goods you're going to be receiving. But you will never receive more than 100,000 worth of agricultural goods. So that if anything happens, you're debited, that your account is debited, because these are people's goods that are there. But you're earning fee for all the warehousing you're doing, the basic warehousing and services. So when that woman gets that produce certificate, she brings it to the franchise office, and the certificate is taken from her, and in return there's an acknowledgement slip that she gets. So that certificate is processed into our digital register. Now, part of what the community franchise is supposed to do is to now discount that woman's produce. So if the egusi is worth 40,000, she could immediately get 15,000 out of it. Because the problem of the people in the rural areas, they just need cash. They don't have, instead of her carrying it to the market and struggle to sell, the thing is warehouse and she gets cash upfront. So the community franchise is also earning some income by discounting. So the thing goes into the register and is floated. Once it enters the register, it is shown to the whole world, meaning that there is so quantity of egusi in so community. Now, it is our logistics system. If you go to Google Play Store, you see Adasole Logistics. We already have an application. So it is a logistics system that now carries those produce to the bigger warehouse and now distribute it to wherever it's wanted. But what it has done is that your produce becomes a currency. There's a currency created out of it. You can sell it, you can trade on it, you can make money out of it. So on the other side too, there's agency banking. So the agency banking part of it takes care of the cooperative, because in every community we'll have the growers cooperative, we'll have the consumer cooperatives, we'll have the agents cooperative. Now, the reason why people will be attracted to the growers, to the consumer cooperative, when we begin to discuss the market penetration tools, you will see one of the tools we're using to draw everybody to our consumer cooperative is that you earn money from your own consumption. You're going to buy something, whatever you're buying will be cheaper than what it is in the open market, but we'll still pay you for buying from us. So I don't know why anybody would not want to be part of that cooperative. You buy a bag of rice that is 20,000 in the open market for 18. Then you will still get paid for buying it at 18 because you belong to a cooperative that have bought it at 15 or 16. So for every purchase made by any member of that cooperative, the cooperative is making 2,000 naira. And it is that 2,000 naira that is shared by members of the cooperative. That's how come they're earning money from their own purchases. So because we took the Susu model and took the thrift society model, collapsed them and created, because the Susu model, people don't really earn money. You just put your money at the end of the day, you will share. There's nothing. But now we're saying if you belong to a cooperative, you will buy things cheaper and we'll still pay you. So imagine a group of 40 or 50 women that belong to a cooperative where the average expenditure for their household is, let's say, 200,000 in a month or 100,000. It means that if there are 50, it's 5 million naira they're spending on food. Now, when you look at it in a year, you're looking at almost about 60 million. So when you are saving money as against what you are going through now that you don't save any money, so you choose this option because it makes more sense. This is money you have consumed, things you have consumed, and yet you are earning money. And the policy we designed around it is that 60% of that 2,000 that is a profit to the cooperative is shared by the members from time to time. 30% goes to the reserve fund, nobody spends it. Now that reserve fund eventually becomes a cash collateral for any member of that cooperative who wants to borrow money. So it will keep swelling up. As people keep buying things, it keeps increasing. It could become any amount depending on how much purchases you will make. The 10% is just to run the cooperative. So that's the model, and that is why we believe that everybody will want to be part of our cooperative. Where did I stop? Okay, our community franchising under the scheme shows that there shall be a franchise office in as many communities as possible. Each franchise office shall be used as a commodity registration center under the Agribusiness community warehouse exchange. In furtherance of our understanding with UBA PLC, each franchise office shall become an agent banking outlet under the UBA agent banking program. Additionally, this scheme provides opportunity for our farm-to-home agents to participate in supply contract for agricultural inputs to our growers. Now, farm-to-home agents, These are mostly unemployed youth. So our input suppliers, we don't allow them to supply to the, to the last mile, that is the ag growers. All they do is service contracts that are given to the farm to home area. So the discount we're getting from them, we're passing it on to the farm to home area. So the farm to home areas are the ones who get the contract to supply to the ag growers in the communities. The input supplier just services those contracts. So everybody is earning money. That is the concept. So, and because of the volume we're generating for the input suppliers, they are just happy to deliver, the goods. You don't have to go and start looking for the contracts when we bring it to you. Now, that's only food cost scheme. This is the third scheme. Provides easy access to conducive real estate for food vendors who ordinarily will not be able to afford the cost of setting up restaurants. It also provides guaranteed offtake of food from our ag growers and processing farmers, since the participating food vendors are required to source their raw materials from within the hectare by hectare value chain. Now, what we have done here, now under this scheme, refectories in higher institutions of learning are also refurbished and converted to food courts, thereby giving students access to quality and affordable food. Under this scheme, each food court is designed to have a mini farmers market and meat shop, thereby creating further distribution points for our processing farmers and ag growers. Now, what we have done here, is that our own model of food courts is that the occupiers, these are what we are targeting, are these women that are selling, these mama cook sellers. They cook very well, but they don't have the capacity to set up in a conducive environment. So we build a food court that could be 7 kitchens, which means 7 vendors. We'll try to create a situation that will not engender competition. You're doing ethnic cuisine, this person is doing this, you just share it out. Now, your access to that place, all you pay is just an application fee of 10,000. You're not paying any rent. But all the raw materials that you're going to use will come from the farms you are doing and our ag growers. Now, those who are now going to build the real estate of it, because there's the real estate of it, are now people like you. It will also be crowdfunded. So, because to do a real estate that is 100 million, for instance, it's a matter of 50 people bringing to 2 million. Now, what is the incentive for you to do the real estate, participate in the real estate? What you're making for every plate of food sold there, you're making 10%. So what it means is that, assuming you have 7 vendors who cook well and they will generate traffic, and the average price of the food is 1,000 plates. So if they could sell 2,000 plates in a day, it means that you, the real estate investor, is making 200,000 a day, which means that in 30 days you're making 6 million, which means that in 12 months you're making about 70-something million, which is not the kind of, I don't think anybody can get that kind of rent from any normal real estate business. So this is what it is. That's why this is an opportunity for everybody, to participate. If you have 500,000 or 1 million or whatever, you can participate. So what we do is to create an SPV, a special purpose vehicle, which is a company. So you buy into the shares of that company. So you now become a part owner of that food court. So we bring management. Our business is to bring management. Those women that are the vendors, don't touch the money. There's a software that we're using to run the place. The women, their business is just back end. They just cook. They don't even serve the food. The service of the food is another business in the value chain. The maintenance of the facility is another business in the value chain. So that's the way it's modeled. But every woman there, every vendor, every food vendor, I don't know why I keep saying women, as if it's only women who can. So every food vendor has a code that is in the system. So when you come to order whatever, automatically it gets into, the software captures it and the money is split to whoever, it should go to. Everything is all imputed in the system. So that's the way it is. And the vendors get credit of food items because there's a storage facility. So you don't even need to spend any money buying anything. So you have your credit because the confidence is giving you the credit that we are collecting the money on behalf of all the stakeholders that participate. So what I said for the hostels, for the university hostels and the higher institutions, the refectories, if you go there now, I had cause to go to my former university. I went to my, the refectory. The vice chancellor took me around, and it was such a shame. I know what the ref used to be. Now, all sorts of people are there, cooking. The whole place is not organized. So part of what we're doing with the food court is to convert that whole ref and let the ownership of the food, the food court, now rest with the staff of the university. So what we do is also to establish a farm around the university or within the university land to create the food that supplies the food court. So that way, the food is fresh direct from the farms, it is cheaper, the students are getting cheaper food, and the staff are making money. It's a wide creation strategy. So everybody is happy. It's win-win. Now, this is the fourth scheme. Under our solution on this council, our farm to home agents, mostly unemployed and value partners, through the use of our special vouchers and referral system and residual income by engaging in the promoting and marketing of food and agricultural goods for food producers, processors, and resellers. Now, we have a referral application. So, you see, this is likened to what Jumia and Conga are doing. But the difference in our home is that there's a referral application. Each farm to home agent that registered gets a code, a referral code. So what you're doing is that rather than our system does not allow just anybody to go and order anything. You must order with the code of an agent, because it's the agents that are now sending you their code, so that whenever you go to order anything, you order with their code, and the system recognizes the residual income to them. You see, what we're trying to do is to make sure that everybody gets something. So if you look at our model, it recognizes 6 participants. If you look at the Jumia model, there are 4 participants. You that have ordered, Jumia that owns the platform, the logistics person that delivered to you, and who else? The merchant who owns the goods. Now, in our own case, there's a 5th and 6th. Who is the 5th? The person, the farm to home agent that found you as a merchant. Like this lady now, has a package of, food, which is part of what we're also doing, a food basket. You have different food items as food hampers. So if it is promoted, and the person whose code you're using to order that thing, and the young person who also introduced her to the system, everybody's making money. Because the system separates all that residual income. So that way is a win-win for everybody. Now, but what we're doing, in order not to make it look like people are making money without working, because it's so easy to give your code to people, that's where the community service comes in. Whatever accumulated income that you have, you must also show through your cooperative, because these young people are put in cooperative, that you have done sufficient community service for that your money to be paid. Because that's why that is a service you're rendering. If not, you're going to have people just earning money without working. Now, additionally, these farm to agents and value partners earn extra income from bidding on the Agribusiness bidding and registration platform for forward contracts regularly secure from food producers, processors, and resellers. Now, in addition, what we are doing is to also secure forward contracts from, food vendors, the restaurants that exist. So this is how it works. We come to you and you tell us that, look, we'll ask you how many plates do you sell in a day? You say, let's say you do 1,000 plates a day. We can tell you that, look, we will take 100 plates a day for 60 days, every day for 60 days, which translates to 6,000 plates. And we'll give you the whole cash upfront. If we say we'll take 200 plates a day, but at a discount, you sell a plate at 2,000, but we're going to take it at 1,500, thereby creating an income of 500 per plate. But the difference is that instead of you to wait for 60 days to sell this whole money, we'll give it to you now. So if you look at 12,000 plates, you're going to be looking at almost, I think, about 18 billion or so. That's what you're getting upfront. So the young people bid for this number of lots, this number of plates, to finance it for the return of profit they make. The profit becomes 500 naira, isn't it? So they make about 300 naira for each plate that you invest 1,500. Now, somebody needs to guarantee the transaction, cash back. Somebody has to put that cash. I believe in this restaurant, they will be paying every 2 days, because what it means is that those 200 plates a day, each time you sell 200 plates, it belongs to those people that are paid upfront. So you pay money every 2 days to UBA. But somebody has to guarantee the transaction by putting down the money that people bid plus the profit they will make. Now that person gets 30% of that profit, of that 500 for guaranteeing it. The guarantee means that on the date of payment of those who bid it, assuming the restaurant fails to pay any money, there's a gap. Your account will be debited and paid to those who bid it. Although eventually the money will be recovered. But for that kind of, so if you look at it, it is not for you to think about it. If, for instance, we're taking 100 plates a day for 60 days, that's 6,000 plates. If you do the guarantee, you'll be making an income of almost 900,000 in 60 days. That's what you'll make. So it is now for you to think about it and say, look, if I put down this money, I can earn this money. But if I leave this my cash in the bank, I cannot even earn, I can't even earn up to 20,000 in 60 days. So, but that restaurant will also buy their raw food from the farms we're doing. You see, these are ways we're engendering, the offtake. Now, in exchange for access to economic empowerment, farm-to-home agents through their cooperatives act as volunteers and provide community services to different communities. We've said it before. Contract lots are awarded based on points earned from community services rendered. These points are awarded based on parameters imputed on the Adasolu bidding administration software application. So for the different community services, we already have them imputed in the software. So whatever community service you do, assuming you gather women and you teach them health education, you video it and upload to the system. It scores you. It is those points that enable you win these lots when there are contracts published for people to bid. Next. Okay. Now, our Adasolu Diaspora Voucher Initiative is an ambitious project which will enable Africans in the diaspora to take all their required food produce directly from produce farmers and agrowers at a significantly discounted rate without paying money in advance. This will in no small measure lead to huge and significant job creation opportunities back home, in addition to associated huge foreign exchange inflow. Now, what we're doing with this diaspora voucher is very ambitious. We are saying that, look, starting with Nigerians, we are saying that every Nigerian that lives abroad, we want you to buy your raw food from Nigeria. We're going to give you food 15% less than what you're buying in those African stores. Now, but the attraction is that you don't pay any money upfront. You'll only pay when you receive. So how are we doing it? So what you need to do to participate is to sign on to our diaspora voucher by depositing $100 to UBA. When you pay that $100, UBA will open a wallet for you, an electronic wallet, which means the money is still in your account. And on the strength of that, you now order whatever you want, and we ship to you. It is only when you receive it that you will acknowledge the receipt on, the UBA platform. There's, the technology people will know we're exchanging APIs with them. So when you acknowledge that receipt, it's an instruction to them to debit that your voucher, that your wallet by the extent of what you have bought. That is what we're doing for the with UBA. And you now have to refill your voucher, because if you don't have money in your voucher, in your wallet, you won't be able to place other. That's the way it works. Now, that's a local offtake voucher, which is, enable Africa, raise them within Africa, because the same thing. We also have the local one. The same principles. You fund your wallet, you order anything, but part of the benefit, why would you want to do this? It's coming cheaper than what you can buy in the open market. It's coming straight from the farm, fresh. So our partnership with UBA PLC provides similar to this scheme of that's a diaspora voucher, and that's a local offtake voucher, that's a family stay scheme, and the premium discount scheme. In collaboration with our first commodity scheme limited, our collaboration with our first commodities enables our project farmers and agriculture to hold transferable interest in their produce stored in our FX warehouse under our warehouse voucher initiative. Our strategic partnership with NAIC guarantees that all transactions under the program are fully insured. Our network of off-take aggregators guarantees that off-take contracts are constantly secure for ag growers and proxy farmers. Our robust database of agricultural professionals, consultants, input suppliers, and general service providers guarantee us access to required expertise and input for our farm estates, ag growers, and food processors under the program. With the aid of this logistics software application available on Google Play Store for download by participants, our wholly owned subsidiary, that's a logistics limited, provides the program all the required logistics support. The support service needed to move food and agricultural produce from farm to door across Africa and beyond. Our unique operational structure and special onboarding system, supported by ABA management and monitoring software application, guarantee a seamless operational ecosystem and easy monitoring of all strategic stakeholders who drive the day-to-day operation of the program, from the remote communities to the urban areas. Generally, our 13 key market penetration tools are designed to create easy access to market and also ensure effective distribution of farm produce cultivated to food processed under the program. A percentage of administrative fee payable by participants for transactions under the program is utilized by that Service Foundation for financing community services and pro-bono matters. You see, that's very interesting. That's how we finance the community services. So because every transaction on our system, there's an administrative fee you pay. And the percentage of that accumulates to now do community services, to finance all those community services. So it's a win-win. Everybody's contributing something. Now, this is a schematic drawing showing the strategic stakeholders. You could see from the consultant to service providers, trading partners, offtake aggregators, infrastructure partners. I must make special mention of infrastructure partners. If you see our advice on the cash outlay for proxy farmers who want to invest, it's very low because we remove the cost of clearing. Land clearing and preparation is quite expensive. So it is borne by infrastructure partners who now earn money monthly as infrastructure fee. So because there are people who have the resources to do all that. So the proxy farmers now pay monthly fee. But the monthly fee is coming from your earning, from the farm, the produce. It's not from your pocket. Once you do the one-off payment, it keeps being deducted. But you don't feel it. As against paying so much money for land clear, and irrigation if it's applicable. So you see the key strategic stakeholders and their roles. The state coordinator is responsible for driving the day-to-day management of the franchise company in the state. You see the liaison partner, promoting the awareness and social content of the program. You see the sub-aggregators, for sourcing offtake contracts. You see the sub-consolidator, these are warehouse, managers, You see the operation partners. In every farm estate, you have operation partners. These are the technical people who do the farming. We are not farmers. I'm a lawyer, not a farmer. What we just done is bring everybody together. All the professionals, they do their role. So the operation partners are the key people who now provide that technical listing for the farm. Like my friend from I think it's DAR. Yeah, okay. For instance, what we do to de-risk, the process. If you need any volume, massive volume of agricultural produce, we'll even ask you to nominate your professionals, your operation partners, right? Your technical people. So you bring your seedlings, you bring everything. All we're providing is land and financing. Once you give us offtake, bring all the professionals so that you will not come and say this thing does not meet the quality. So you do all the quality issue, we provide the land and finance. That's the way it's modeled, So you have the resident farmers who manage every 20 farms within the estate. Next. So you could see the different roles, the food vendor, the things that you enjoy will market for you as a food vendor or a food processor. You will enjoy free marketing of your business on the Hectare by Hectare transactions platform, by a network of farm to make spreader. Yeah.
My question is this: $100.
Sit down, relax.
$100, is it the actual money you pay, or can you pay more than that?
No, you can fund your wallet with any amount, but it's a minimum.
The minimum you fund.
Of course. Okay. But the contract says there is a minimum you will not allow that your wallet to fall below. It's all in the contract that you sign into. Okay. Signing onto the wallet means signing into the contract. It has all the terms and conditions.
Please, I would like to speak on that.
Okay, no problem. You're already part of the system. Yeah.
It's like that when the proxy farmer say maybe these are all savings to place and plant personally, or it must be for the community.
That must.
Can the proxy farmer take maybe these of our own workers to the farm and do some planting, or add to?
No, that's not the model. That's why you're a proxy farm. You're not meant to be part of the farm. You're just in your comfort, wherever. You could even be outside the country.
Okay, but the person can go and...
You can view, you can come and look at the place. You can, it could be like an excursion for you. You want to go and see what is going on. Yeah. But you're not part of the, farming. Yeah. Hmm? Yes, there's insurance, the yield protection insurance is there, to protect whatever, because there's a minimum yield that is insured. You understand? So you'll be, everything, the document that you receive will tell you what is your, what you're going to get. But you see, we don't tell you, this is not, if you open your internet, there are too many, schemes, and, people are saying 35% return on investment. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. What we are telling you, we are using the scientific known quantity that can be produced on 1 hectare. That's what we're telling you. This is what it is. So whatever the price, because nobody can say 35%, it doesn't make sense. Because you don't know what the price will be at the time of harvest. So anybody that tells you that is not being honest. But I can tell you that in this land, on this land, you're going to get 4 tons. That's what it is, scientifically proven. What the price is what I don't know. You understand? Because if I tell you 35% return, it means that I already know what the price is. So that is our own model. And moreover, you have the land. You have a farming right over land. It's also done traditionally. People give you farming rights, even in your communities. Yes. The only thing is that we now create documentation around it. That's just, Yeah, go ahead.
The subscriber, does he stand to make money every month or until after harvest?
Harvest. You see, because we are farming for you. You're a proxy farmer. We are just farming for you. You own the produce coming out of that place. But the resident farmer is sharing the profit with you. What you're getting is 70%. Because the resident farmer borrows money to do the farming. So there are other people that are managing who are also sharing that what you're getting is 70%. So if the profit is 1 million, what you're getting is 700,000.
Okay.
That is when the produce is sold. That's the value of what
Does hectare by hectare do dry farming? How many times do they do farming in a year?
to do.
How many times?
So that's why we're doing irrigation. That's why the infrastructure partner, will try as much as you put irrigation so that you can do 3 cycles. If it's something like maize, once there's water, you can do rice, the same thing. So but what we have available now is soya beans, honey, poultry. There's a poultry farm here. Then poultry. Those are the 4 things for now. But we're getting land. It's going to keep increasing.